Can an Israeli zoom in to a Shabbos baby naming that's taking place in the States? This is a question that I received from one of our rabbis in Jerusalem. And there was a religious man whose family was having a baby naming, and they were setting up a Zoom. The family was not religious, not observant, and they were setting up a Zoom for anybody who wanted to participate. And he was in Jerusalem, and it would not have been Shabbos for him. Would it be a problem for him to zoom in? Now, this question is part halakhic and part policy. From a halakhic perspective, there are two relevant issues, or theoretically. One is mesayei-ah, causing somebody to sin, and one is an issue of mesayei-ah, participating or aiding, but participating in a sin that's being done. Now, mesayei-ah is not relevant. He is not causing them to use electricity on Shabbat. They're doing that anyway for other people who will participate. He's not causing it at all. What about mesayei-ah? Mesayei-ah is a concept of participating when something wrong is being done. If, for example, let's say somebody is playing music on Shabbat, and you would go and you would dance to it, or maybe even listen to it. You are participating somehow in this violation. Now, in this case, maybe they're participating in the use of electricity on Shabbat, but on the one hand, from anybody living in Israel, this is not a problem. Okay, but even putting that aside, for them it is. But one can really question, how forbidden is it to set up a Zoom ahead of time and to zoom in if that's set up ahead of time? Even if the family did it in a different way, the actual idea of receiving a Zoom on Shabbat or being on the other end, it's the use of electricity, but not like the active manipulation. And one can really question how forbidden that is. That's an issue that came up during Pesach Seders, at the very beginning of Corona. So therefore, I really don't feel that that's an idea of participating in this transgression. How about policy? My feeling was that the only concern is that people would see this religious person zooming in on Shabbat from their perspective, and that would obviously send the wrong message. So I told him to put in his name on the Zoom, Israel, in parentheses, so people would understand that's why he was participating. Some of my students pushed back and said that it's nice that what's motivating is the desire to be involved in a family simcha, but from their perspective, he probably has challenges trying to, articulate that some things he can't do because he's religious. And if something seems to them that he's willing to bend and compromise, that could really be a slippery slope. And they felt, at least some of them, that it was more important respectfully to say, this is on Shabbat, I can't do that, so his boundaries would be respected going forward. So I leave that question to you, to the rabbi who is giving the ruling, and policy is always challenging and really requires understanding the circumstances fully.